call today. I'm super excited with a chat, and I'm going to bring Maria on. You can see she is just finishing her client. And I wanted to talk to her because she's been with us for a really long time as a student, A. And B, she has signed up for the program. I'm not going to give away all the secrets. She gave me a tour of her new lash studio the other night on Thursday night, and it is like so beautiful. I'm like a proud mama over here. So my first question for you, Maria, is why did you sign up with Fix for the educator program?
Well, first of all, it goes along with why I signed up with Fix in the very beginning. So my career took like a crazy turn, and I decided that I no longer wanted to be a part of it. And when I decided to join Fix, I was looking for an accredited program close to me, and it was just not going to happen. Like there was no one.
Yeah.
For accredited online, which is not going to happen either, apparently. So the next best thing was knowing that Fix had an accredited program and that the curriculum was the same online as it is in person. Now to expand on that, like I have a long history of teaching. I really love teaching. I used to be a piano teacher. I was a Mary Kay sales director for 5 years at the top 1% of the company. And I used to teach modeling and acting classes a long time ago. And I really have a passion for mentoring and teaching. And that's evident in the team that I've built here. And I want to just pass that on. So I'm very excited. The fact that Fix has partnered with NALA was like the icing on the cake.
Yeah. So tell everybody you have scheduled your first class. How many people do you have in your first class, and have they deposited or paid?
Okay, so I have 2 paid in full, and I have 3 deposits now.
5 people, you guys, in her first class. And she's like, what should I do now? I'm like, book another one. I was like, get it, book another one. Right? So maybe just tell them, how did you get those people? What did you do?
Well, the second that Fix said that we were doing this, I was on that call, and I immediately was like, I already know we're gonna have a booking list. So I already know. So I went ahead and started announcing that I was going to start teaching again, and that I was super excited about it, and that I really wanted to help impact the lives of those around me. And basically was like, who's ready to jump? And there were a few people already interested. And then all of my lash clients know, because I've been talking about how excited I am about it. And so they've been spreading the word to their nieces and nephews and cousins and whoever else in their lives that they think might be good at lashing. And I'm getting a couple of interested parties that way as well as the social media that's coming in.
Yeah.
I have 2 people on my staff who are junior lash artists that are just now starting to take, live models for not just for practice, but for clientele at a discounted rate. And one of the things that I've noticed is that everybody that comes in is just like, I'm so excited to get my lashes done by somebody that you trained.
Exactly. Ding, ding. That is like a huge ring of the bell for you, girl. Like, so I just want to highlight, and I want to press upon something that she said. She did many things. So she not only just posted on social media, she also posted on social media. She also talked to her clients, and she was very excited and spread the word. And, we were just talking about this before we let you guys on the call, that the people in your warm market are usually the ones that are a little more skeptical of you, right? And that what's going to happen. It's the people that are outside of that, the people that It was you, Jackie, that we were talking about your daughter, right? Yeah. So it's like, there's so many people that her daughter knows or whatever, right? Outside of that. Thank you for coming on. I really thought that you'd be a great inspiration for everybody to see that, it is possible. What do you notice about Maria when she talks? because I really want to put this out there. She is like, this is happening. This is what I did. This is, what I'm doing. Like, there's no questionable in her mind. And it's even when her and I talk one-on-one, it's like that. She's like, I'm doing this, right? So her mindset is in that place that where it needs to be. And that energy attracts that into your life, right? So thank you so much. We'll let you get back to working. And thank you for sharing your story. You're amazing. And I can't wait to see you in Calgary. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's share those slides. Let's get into today's topic. Isn't that just amazing? That I'm so proud. I'm like a proud mama when stuff like that happens. So today's topic is becoming a game changer. So this is our last day together, you guys. So if you have been here every day or watched every single replay, I'm so proud of you. It is a huge commitment. Like I was saying to the girls before you came on, this girl wears t-shirts and yoga pants every day. Like it's a big deal for this girl to brush her hair and put on makeup and actually look normal. So congratulations for being here. I want you to celebrate yourself today for showing up and investing. Rondell, you and I are the same, girl. So I want you to be proud of yourself for showing up and investing in your business and being here, right? That's so important. Next slide, please. So we just talked about, so leaders go first. That is, such an important topic when we talk about leadership. As a woman who is developing into a CEO, right? A Lash Boss CEO, you are paving the way as an educator with so many things. We step into the light first, right? One of the biggest things I take pride in is the elevation of standards that Nala and Fix have put out there for everybody in the industry. I strongly believe we are leaders in the industry. So with our partnership with Nala, it's like we're at the forefront and we are talking about sanitation. I will never forget, you guys. I had the same lash artist for 5 years. She was not trained by me. She was trained by another Lash Academy. And I'll never forget, this was the day I switched. I rolled over to get out of the lash bed and I looked on the floor and there was lashes like you couldn't even see the floor. They were all over the floor. And I was like, I was almost physically sick. Like it was just the hygiene and that sort of stuff is so, so important, right? So when we say we're the #1 Lash Academy in the world, it's because we want you to be the #1 in the world, right? We want you to go first. Leaders step into the light and say, there's a better way, right? I talked to so many of you yesterday. I think I talked to 14 of you yesterday, and so many of you had the same stories. I want to show people that there's a better way, right? Who here wants to elevate the lash industry? Say yes, me, and bring it to a whole new level, right? Like we're talking, okay, now here's the thing. When you elevate the lash industry, you now are a leader in the lash industry. So you are able to charge more, okay? So people come to me and they're like, why do you charge $290 for a mega volume set? You're so much more than everybody. I'm a leader in the industry. I'm clean. I do a good job. My sets are beautiful. I can charge more, right? This is what happens. So as an educator, you are breeding that environment for everybody that you teach. So we are no longer seeing these botch jobs, and you guys told me some stories yesterday that I might have had nightmares about last night. You are going to be the leaders that are going to elevate the industry. Like, how exciting is that? I love that. We have. Next slide. Who's going to go first in this industry? Who is going to change the pathway of this industry? Yes, Kelsey. When we talk about this, I want to tell you, a lot of you, when I talked to you yesterday, were like, well, so and so in my area is charging 300, and so in my area is doing, 1 day course. We are on a whole different planet here as leaders in the industry. We are game changers here. Okay. So I constantly say in my life, and I say this to my children and I say this to my husband, it's probably the most widely used saying, comparison is the comparison is the thief of all joy. So when you are comparing your Lash Academy to somebody else, there's nobody else like us out there. Nobody. We train to an elevated standard. We show you how to train those students so they can walk out and command the most dollars, right? You are going first in the industry. You have to stand proud as a leader and show them that other trainers that this is what we're training to the standard. This isn't no $300 class. Okay. You want to come and train with me, you're going to pay for it, right? I go first. I elevate the standards in this area, right? I show people how the lashes should be done. My clients are satisfied. My students are satisfied. You are the leader in this. And that's what I want to press upon you. You are setting the bar. And it's so exciting. Like, I talk about this a lot. Prior to the pandemic, it was a slaughterhouse out there. It was disaster lashes left, right, and center, and everybody's slashing their prices. And, if you were an educator, we had some competition. Something shifted in the pandemic, and I haven't put my finger on it, but now people want quality, high level education. So when you are talking to your students, potential students, this is what you're talking about. We are the leaders in the industry. We are elevating ourselves above. You will be in that sisterhood, right? You will be a leader in your town. People will come to you and pay more because of the quality of the work that you do. Next slide. Oh, I don't even want to say anything about this slide. Like, wow. Christine made the beautiful slides. I'm just winging it, you guys. So hopefully I'm doing her justice for this. The ripple effect, right? Same thing. When we elevate and you show up as a leader in your, it's funny. We've been talking a lot about, can you take this off screen share for a second? So we've been talking a lot about how this affects your family. I work a lot, and who has mommy guilt here? Drop it in the comments if you get a little mommy guilt. Mommy guilt is real, dude. Like, my kids are 12 and 22. Okay. I still get mom guilt every day. And, I do a lot. I lash, I do my stuff with Fix, I educate, and I have my charity. Like, I'm a busy woman. Right. And constantly, as a woman in this household, I feel guilty. Right. Like, it really weighs on me, and I really try. And you could see the tears welling up in my eyes, because I had a moment last night that happened with my youngest son, Riley. And I was lying in bed and I was skimming through our training yesterday and just reading the comments. And he said, "Mommy, you're so smart." And I was like, and honestly, nobody's really said, like, people have, like, I was like, wow. And he goes, you help all those ladies. And he goes, "They're so lucky to have you. I'm so proud of you." And I was like, oh, stop my heart. Right. And that's what I'm saying. When you show up as a leader in your life, you don't even realize, right? So he's going to go and marry a badass girl who is going to have her own empire, right? And we are changing the norm of what is normal. So then all of a sudden, I'm like, my mommy guilt was like, okay, right? Mommy guilt is real, y'all. And I feel you. I know it's hard. And I could tell you that it goes away. It doesn't. But we are showing and we are changing the pathway. So we can go back to that slide, because that really, let me just Get rid of those tears there. I told y'all I'm emotional. I'm an emotional girl. So when you show up as a leader in your household, right? Maria's a leader in her household. I can tell she's a badass. She's a leader. She shows up. It ripples your family, right? Your community, your students, the world, right? Constantly when I go to Guatemala, I hear from other women about the inspiration that the Fix community gives them. That's a huge ripple effect, right? That they feel empowered to stand up and do something and change something about their situation. I will not share all the intimate details about any of our calls that we had yesterday, but a lot of you are going through it. Like a lot of you have some not great situations in the home or in business. Some of you are telling me, you're working in a spa that's not a great environment, and all these situations. You are the leader in your life. You can change this whole ripple of your whole life. Somebody said to me once 7 years ago, when I used to be in multi-level marketing for a very long time. That's how I met Jesse. And they said, you're not a statue, move. Right? Like we get in this like situation where we're like so stagnant and scared that we're afraid to move. You can move. Next slide. Yeah. Leading yourself, self-care. Y'all, I'm the most selfish person on the face of the earth. And I will tell you that right from the beginning. I strongly am an advocate for this in 120% way. I take care of myself first and foremost. Okay. I've struggled with a massive panic disorder for 8 years. And the only way I can keep that at bay is if I take care of myself. Okay. So mental, right? Journaling. One of the things I wanted to press upon you today is we've unleashed a lot of information on you over the last 5 days. And I know it can be super overwhelming. I encourage you, journaling is a massive tool. It's been shown that when you write things down, it actually helps with your inner confidence. It helps with your inner emotions. If you can take 10 minutes and just journal over the next couple of days, all the things that you've absorbed, because you're going to be feeling, I know you guys are feeling a lot of emotions because you told me over the last couple of days. Take care of your mental well-being, physical, move your body. Oh my God, move your body every day. It doesn't even have to be, trust me, I am not an exercise kind of girl. I wish I was, but I'm not. But just moving your body 10 minutes a day, it elevates your endorphins and it's going to help you show up better. You're emotional, right? And you're spiritual. So important, spiritual. Courage to listen to your inner voice. There's 24 people on this call. I can guarantee you that each one of you is showing up here every day this week. Okay? Something in your inner voice told you to be here. Something in my inner voice told me 7 years ago. When Jessie posted on that call, her social media, she posted, I'm starting to train. Something in my inner voice told me, as the most low maintenance, non-qualified person on the face of the earth to do lashes, to sign up and fly to Calgary and take her course. Listen to what your instinct is telling you, right? What is your instinct telling you, your inner voice telling you to be here? And then taking that and having courage to take action and do the thing. I love that. Courage is one of those things that we don't press upon, and do the thing you need to do. You guys are here for a reason, right? You know what you need to do. You know what you need to do to move forward, right? I know who here, I'm going to ask this question, who here has either been tossing or turning, felt emotionally unsettled? So your emotions are connected to your heart, to your intestines, to your stomach. Who here has felt their brains whirling over the last 5 days? Yes. That is the universe telling you that there's something you need to do, that you know what you need to do, right? That's your emotions swirling inside of you. So for me, I've learned from many years of therapy for my anxiety is when you get those, look at all of you all felt that, right? When you get those butterflies or you get those nauseous feelings, that's the universe telling you you have emotion attached to something. Something is saying, hey, there's something you need to pay attention to here. Toy last night after we spoke, right? I'm not going to say who it was that I was talking to last night, but I was talking to somebody on a call last night, and she just bought her first house. Congratulations. And she was like, I want to do this course, but it's like the worst possible time. I said to her, sometimes it feels like the worst possible time, but it's the best time. The universe put this in her pathway for a reason. You are on this call for a reason, to be a leader and show up in such a massive way that you can't even possibly imagine. Like in your life, in your children's life, in your spouse's life. I shared with a couple of you that, you're struggling financially and you want to help with the bills at home. Who's here's in that situation? You want to help with the bills at home. Say me, yes, comment, yes. Imagine for a second that you paid all the bills. Just imagine that for a second. Okay. This is what's possible when you show up in a bigger way. You can pay everything. And all of a sudden, you see a transformative experience in your spouse, right? When your children want to go somewhere or do something, you do it. There's no question about the money. Imagine that life for you. You're leading in your family. I strongly believe that women are the leaders of all family units. I don't care what anybody says. That's just what I believe. I was raised by a very strong woman, a very type A successful corporate woman. So I know that women lead the families. We set the pace. We set the action. So step into that. Be the leader, right? You have, next slide, before I go on to a big tangent here. You have, oh, look, it's like that. These slides were destined for me. I'm telling you, you have the ability to completely change your life. The old way, command and control. The new way, trust and inspire. Trust the universe. Yes, the power is in you. Yes, Q. You are here. There's 23 of you here. You've probably been here with us all week. The new way, trust and inspire. Trust your instinct. That is the one thing I've really learned when I started going on my anxiety and panic journey, was I needed to start listening to what was inside of me. Okay. And what was happening, and the reason why that came out and started happening with the panic attacks that I learned, was there was so many emotions and things that I was ignoring and not allowing to come out and be the leader in my own life, that I was like, oh, you know what? It's not a big deal. And what happened was all these emotions built up and it came out. You need to trust and inspire the people that are around you. Next slide. It's not about being someone's boss. This is definitely not about being someone's boss. This is about changing lives, changing your life, changing your family's life, changing your spouse's life. How many people here have felt like they failed somebody in their life? I know there's a few of you on here. Your parents, your spouse, right? Maybe you didn't go to university, or you didn't do something that was on the pathway. Okay. I'm going to tell you a really quick story about me that I don't usually share, but I'm going to tell you anyways, because I keep it real. My parents forced me to go to university. I had no choice. I was in the hotel and resort industry as an event planner. I was really successful at the age of 18, and my parents forced me to go to university and get a business degree. And I reluctantly went for 4 years. And then I went into the resort industry. I was at the top of my field as an event planner, and I was doing really, really well. And something in me broke. And I don't know what it was that broke in me, but I just had enough. I was 37 years old. I didn't want to deal with brides anymore. I didn't want to deal with any of that. And I quit my job. I was making $150,000 a year, and I quit my job. My husband was like, do what you got to do to keep you happy. And I signed up to be a lash artist. Do you know that my parents didn't speak to me for 6 months after that? They thought I was crazy. They were like, what is happening? Right? The expectation of other people on you is it shouldn't even matter. Right? And now that I'm on the other side of that, I can honestly say, like I say to you, comparison is a thief of all joy. This is my journey. I'm the leader in this life. So if you have expectations of me, it doesn't matter, right? I am not someone's boss. I am inspiring people every single day to step into the best version of themselves. That's what you're going to do as an educator. You are elevating people into a pathway that is their journey. It's nobody else's journey, right? They're going to be able to be a lash artist, own their own time, do what they want, and show up for their life. It doesn't matter. I make more money than my mom does right now. So how do you like them apples? Right? Like, that's what I'm saying. So if this is calling to you, do it. Make it happen. I was saying to a few of you on the call, like, you have to be focused. You have to have badass focus that you are like, Jesse and I always talk about, there's no back door. This back door is closed. Jean-Ann will never work for somebody else ever again. Jean-Ann is the leader in her own destiny. And you have to put those blinders on, and your journey is going to look like a roller coaster, but you are like, I don't care. I'm going to keep going. Next slide, please. And you keep going. True leaders raise up other leaders. You are all leaders. Everybody in their life. If you have not read Leader Without a Title, if somebody could Google that for me and just drop it in there, it's a moving book, and it really goes. Leader Without a Title, Robin Sharma is what it is. It is an amazing book. We are all leaders in some sort of capacity in our life. Okay. I read that book like 10 years ago, and it changed my life. So when you step into this as a woman and into this type of environment, you are not only stepping into yourself as a leader, but you're stepping into raising other leaders with you, your children, your students, your family, all those people. Yes. Amazing book. Highly recommend it. Yeah. Next slide, please. Average leaders raise the bars on themselves. Good leaders raise the bars for others. Great leaders inspire others to raise their own bar. We're raising the bar here, people. There ain't no botch job lash artists in this company. Okay. We're showing up and we're saying, I ain't doing no $40 lashes, right? I'm charging $290. I make $100 an hour as a lash artist. You're raising the bar. You are a leader in this industry, and you are going to show people. That's why they want to learn from you. That's why they're going to pay more than the $300 person. I can't remember who it was that I spoke to yesterday that said other people in her area were charging $300. I'm like, we ain't doing that. Like, that's not even in our sphere of influence here. We are in a different stratosphere over here, right? And you will get people that want that. People want that right now. We are raising the bar. And you can do this. Like, I can't even stress enough. Every single person that I talked to yesterday, next slide, please, was I raise up other leaders. Type that in the chat. Every single person that I talked to yesterday is scared of the money, is scared about what if it doesn't work, is scared that they will not get students, is scared that they won't be successful, right? I get you. Being scared is a natural instinct, okay? But here's what I'm going to tell you. You're scared about the future, and the future we cannot control. I'm going to say that again. You are scared because you are thinking about the future, and the future we cannot control. We can only control today. We can control the actions that we take today to make tomorrow better, right? So when you type in, I raise up other leaders, you're standing up and you're saying, I am going to be a leader in my life, in this industry, in my community, in my family, right? You're focusing on today. Today is all we can control. I can only control what I do today. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and yesterday's over. Next slide, please. When you invest in yourself, you are paving the way for others to invest in themselves. So true. How many people have FOMO when they see somebody buying something online? What's like, something, give me something that you see people buying online. Maybe Jen gets a new dog. Jen just got a new puppy. And you're like, oh, that puppy's so cute. And you have FOMO, right? You see people buying, or the Starbucks line is a perfect example. You're like, why are they all lined up at Starbucks? FOMO on vacation, right? This is what you're doing. When people see what you are doing, and this is a perfect segue for what Q's going to talk about. If you watch my social media, I don't post anything about my classes on social media. I post about my life and I post about that. And people are like, what do you do? Like, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, this is what I do. You are paving the way for others to invest in themselves. You are showing them that the normal avenue of the 9 to 5 or the working in these corporate jobs or doing all that, you can change that, right? And you can invest in yourself by creating a new pathway. Next slide. Okay, so how do you attract students? You need to take action that you want them to take. Does that make sense to you guys? Right? Like if you are showing up in your life and you're showing up and you're showing them, like, I don't want you to be fake and like, right? All that. But Q, this isn't your slide, is it? I'm not going over, am I?
You're good. No, this isn't mine.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So I don't want you to like be showing up and trying to be someone else. Be yourself. And you're doing what you can. Take action that you want them to take. How are you going to show up in your lash business today? What are you going to charge? This is the biggest, hottest topic around. People always ask me, why do you charge so more? And I'm like, because I don't want to work for less. I'm highly trained. I have 12 certificates on my wall. I paid money to have all of those. That's what you get when you come in here, right? Why should you train with me? Why is it so expensive to train with me? Because I have all those certificates on the wall. I paid to be in the Fix NALA course. You're getting the best, right? So take that action. Remember, leaders go first. It's scary. Y'all, Kayla and I were talking on Thursday. She lives in Thunder Bay. And I was telling her the first time I flew to Thunder Bay, and I didn't know, like, we didn't have an educator's course. Jesse was like, do you want to be an educator? Here's the book. Have fun. I went to Thunder Bay by myself. I was scared, right? But it was the most amazing, fun experience. I still remember it. It's imprinted on my brain because I went there and I had 10 girls, I think. And I told her the story, the air conditioning wouldn't go off. So it was like absolutely freezing and we all had to bring winter coats in the middle of July. And it's so funny when I think about it then I was having a mental breakdown, but it was so awesome because we were like having the best time of our lives, right? And every single one of those students I'm still in contact with. 6 years later, and every single one of them is still lashing. I went first. Who's coming with me? Say me. If you're coming with me, and yes, Kelsey, you're coming with me. Jackie's signing up. I'm so excited. Cintiq, is that how you say it? I'm horrible with names. Rondell, Millie, Toy. Yes, Vera, come with me. Let's change this pathway, right? You want to sign up to your class and invest in themselves. You want them to sign up to your class and invest in themselves and and change their journey. Cassandra, yes, you need to go first and invest in yourself. People will follow. They will be inspired by you. And Q's going to talk about this in stories and stuff like that. They're going to look at your stuff and they're going to go, I want what she has. I want that life, right? Like, I don't think you guys realize what your fingertips are touching right now. Like, it brings emotion to me every time, because every day I wake up and I thank God for this life, because I'm like, I don't know what I did to get this life, but I'm thankful. You are literally at the touch of changing everything that you could possibly imagine. There is no glass ceiling. I think it was Rondell and I were talking last night. If you want to make $10,000 next weekend, you can make $10,000. If you want to make 20, 30, 40, you're the master of your destiny in this. That's what I'm saying. But you have to have the belief inside yourself, and you have to be the leader to say, I'm going to step out of this road that I'm on with everybody else, and I'm going to step as a leader into a new road. There's some fixed girls. We're over here on this new road. Come and be a leader on this road with us. Next slide. Okay. Can you just take it off share for a second? And then we'll turn it on video. So can you see how being different is being a leader? Who wants to be a leader? In all aspects. Kelsey, yes. Q, yes. Being a leader in all aspects of your life is important. Showing up as a leader is important. But most importantly, it's listening to what's in here. You guys, beyond my amazing husband and children, I love them to death, and I'm thankful every day. One of the most amazing intuition moments that I will just leave you with this thought is this. 2014, a friend of mine posted on social media she was going to Guatemala. And I have never been outside of North America. And I don't even know what it was, but something in here told me, you need to do this. I don't even know what it was. So I messaged her and she was like, it's $1,500. I was not a lash artist yet. I was a stay-at-home mom. I had this much money to my own personal name. So I had to ask my husband, which I'm an independent woman, was horrible. And I went with my then 15-year-old son, and it completely changed my life. Like, I would not even be the human that I am today if I hadn't listened to what was in here. And it's not only changed my life, the ripple effect of me being that leader and changing my pathway and going on a different road has changed thousands of lives. We fed 2,500 children in December. 2,500 lunch 5 days a week. Like, wrap your head around that, you guys. I listen to this and we don't listen to that. We think, oh, it's not the right time. Oh, it's not the right path. Oh, imagine if I didn't. Like, I can't even imagine where I would be without that one decision that I jumped in. So Jen's going to drop the link in for the call. I know I've talked to most of you. If we haven't chatted, please, I put in some times for today and I put in some times for tomorrow. Let's chat. I got a new chair. My back can tolerate sitting in this chair now. So chat. I'll turn it over to the amazing Q, and she's going to talk to you about a little bit of social media. Take it away, girlfriend.
All righty. Okay, so I know we only have about 15-ish minutes, so I'm going to dive right in. But what I wanted to start today with you ladies is just based on the feedback Gina and I were talking about and some of the feelings you all were having after posting on social media. And I wanted to come and give you a few tips today because nothing is going to happen overnight. It's not going to be you post one time and instantly you see all of the results that you want. It's just not how things are going to work. I'm always here to keep it very real with you, but there are small steps that you can take to get your posts out in front of a lot more people, okay? So that first tip I'm going to give you all is using high volume hashtags. You might ask, what's a high volume hashtag? And that's just going to be a hashtag that people are searching constantly on social media and that people are using in a lot of their posts. So I did the work for you, and I'm going to paste in the chat right now hashtags that you can use in your posts to get your posts found by people that are way beyond your audience. Jeanne made an excellent point in saying that your audience that exists might be a little skeptical, and that's totally true. I know for one, I find when I'm posting things and I want them to be amplified, I tend to get way more support from just strangers than people who will actually know me. And it's the craziest thing, but it's so true. There are so many people looking for what you offer. There are so many people looking for you. You just have to put the content in front of them. And it starts simply by using the right hashtag. So I'm going to paste these in the chat for you right now. These are runs that I use when we are posting anything on the Fix Beauty Instagram. These are hashtags you can go in, follow them. They will pop up in your feed. You can see what's trending. You can see what's getting all the likes, all of the comments. You can see for inspiration of like, how should I post? What should I do next? You can see what works. This is a really easy way to get beyond your audience. The second thing I will tell you is that I know a lot of you are probably already in so many lash groups on Facebook. If you're not, I know there are some that Jeanne recommends, and when we send the follow-up, we can definitely add links to those. But that's a great way to connect with other lash pros, with aspiring lash pros, to get your name, your work out there. So many ways to get advice. That is an easy way to get into a group of like-minded people who are already looking for what you do, who already do what you do, who want to connect. You can ask them to share your post in exchange for you sharing their posts. It's so easy to connect, and it's a great way to just chat with people that are way beyond your audience. The third one, which is so easy, and I think a lot of us forget to do, ask your friends, ask your family, ask your clients to share your work. Share what you're posting on social media. It's super simple. I think a lot of the times people underestimate the power of simply asking people to take the action that you want them to take. That's all it takes. That's literally all it takes. And I think one of the things Jeanne shared with me that was super powerful, I can't remember who it was, but she mentioned that someone's daughter had a group that she could just share things in and really amplify the content that already exists. Your family and friends have a network that is so far beyond yours. And you may not think that, but just think about, for example, all the people you're friends on Facebook with that are beyond your family. Your family and friends have an entire different audience that they can easily push your content into. Ask them. Anytime you're posting something, ask them to share. Send it in a group. All the time, like with my mom, I will always be like, hey, mom, can you just ask people at your job to like this, to share this? All the time. It takes me back to when I was selling things as a kid, and I would just send it to work with my mom, and like she'd have all her coworkers buy everything. It's the exact same thing. Tap into your networks and just ask them. That is what I'm encouraging you to do today. Ask, simply ask, okay? So that was those 3 tips I want you all to implement, and be consistent. Keep posting. No, it's not going to happen overnight, but the difference between someone who's average on social media and someone who's great is that they kept going and they kept being consistent. So I want you all to keep doing that, okay? So I'm going to move on to this next slide. And I just want to talk to you all a little bit. I'm going to come off share because I just want to share a little bit of my story, and I want to encourage you to believe in yourself. And this is so important as a leader, because you cannot lead people to believe in themselves if you do not believe in yourself. So I really want to hammer that in today. And I want to tell you a little bit about me and kind of my journey with becoming a leader. So I go by Q, but my full name is Quantaria. It's a big name. I love my name now. I have not always loved my name because it's not conventional. And sometimes that can be something that's you're not excited because people struggle with your name. It almost feels like an inconvenience. In addition to that, I'm a very tall girl. I know you can't tell because you literally only see like my neck and up, but I'm 5'9". So I've grown up with this big name and being a tall girl. And for so long, I just wanted to shrink myself. I wanted a smaller name. I wanted a smaller stature, and I just wanted to blend in. But what I had to realize as I grew into being an adult, and I grew with my therapist, who I credit with a lot of my growth, she's amazing, is that the big name that I have, the tall stature that I have, the big personality that I have let me know that I was never meant to blend in. I was never meant to fit into a box. And what I want to encourage you today is to know that you were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to blend in or to fit into this box. In fact, you were made to break that box. You were made to break all of these societal norms that everyone tells you you should be. You were made to go so much more beyond that. And I know a lot of the times you think, especially in my family, I'm the first to do a lot of things, the first to finish college, then go get my master's, to make this much money. And I know a lot of you ladies on this call are the first in your families to do a lot, and you're carrying a lot for your families, and it can feel overwhelming. But what I want you to know is that a lot of the times the same things that feel like curses are your gifts, right? You were made to break these molds. You were made to carry these loads. You were made to break these generational curses, right? And it's a lot. And sometimes I feel overwhelmed, and I can sit and I'll be praying, I'll be talking to God, and I'll just be like, why me? Why me? Why am I the one that was tasked with doing all of these things? But what I've learned to ask myself instead is, why not me? If not me, then who? If it was not going to be me and my family to step up, to believe in myself, to have the power to change the trajectory of generations to come after me, then who was it going to be? Who was going to do it? It had to be me, and it has to be you. And that's what I want to encourage all of you to know and understand today, that the reason you are sparking change in your family is because it was just you. It was always going to be you. You have the power, you have the talent, you have the smarts. It was always going to be you. And while that feels like a heavy load to carry, I want you to understand that you were the only person in your family that was going to be able to do this. It was only always going to be you. So the next time you feel like, this is a lot, I'm overwhelmed, I want you to know and understand that everything that you're carrying, no one could ever dream of carrying that load in your family, in your friend circle, in your life, in your professional circle. You are the one that has been called to spark this change, okay? So I want you to keep that in mind, because I know we've been talking a lot this week. It's a lot of information. It's sparking you to take a lot of change, but if it was not going to be you, it would never happen. So that's what I want to leave you with, okay? So that was totally aside from my social media lesson today, but it was something that was on my heart, and it was something that I wanted to share with you all. But I'm going to dive back into my slides, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about how you can lead on social media using the tools that already exist. And I think I say this a lot when we are chatting about how social media can be so overwhelming, and you can feel like it's just so hard to create content that is exciting and engaging. And I get it, because I feel the exact same way. But what I always tell people, and it's literally the mantra of my life, I am into working smarter and not harder. So if there's an easier way for me to get the best outcome, you better believe I found it and I implement it as much as I can. And that's what I want to share with you all, okay? So when you're thinking about, and I want you all to tell me in the chat if you're the same way, because I have noticed that I get a lot more engagement and views on my stories than I will in posts in feed. Does anyone else get that same thing? Like, you see so many people watch your stories, but none of those people are liking your post or commenting on your post. It's the weirdest thing, right? No clue why that is. The algorithm is just weird on Instagram, but because we know that, yes, I see in the chat, everyone experiences that. And I'm just like, is everyone a hater? Why are you watching my story and you're not liking my post, right? It can feel that way. But because we know that, because we know people are more likely to go ahead and just tap through a story and they might engage, let's take advantage of that. Let's think about how we can create stories that really catch people's attention and draw them in. So I came up with 3 ways for you that are super, super easy for you to just create stories that not only people watch, but they also engage in, right? So the first tip, and I'm going to show examples of each of these on the next slide, is to create a poll. I love polls because they're an easy way to just get some insight from your audience and to make them feel very appreciated, like their opinion just really matters to you. And it does, right? I like to use it on my personal one, even for little stuff of like, if I'm having a hard time deciding what shoes to wear, what restaurant to go to, I might give them 2 options and just let them kind of weigh in. It's just a fun way to get people to give their opinion. And I find on social media, people like to do that anyway, give you unsolicited advice. So why not just ask them and get solicited advice, right? It's a really cool way to spin that. So it's a really fun way to just get some interaction. The second one that I love to do, and if you've been following us on Fixed Beauty's Instagram, you've seen we've done a countdown every day for the start of these calls. Add in a countdown. I love those because it builds anticipation and it gets people excited about something. And it also puts a sense of urgency to it, right? Which I think forces people to act. The other really cool thing about countdowns is when you post it to your story, anyone who views it also has the option to save that countdown. So when it expires, Instagram will send them a notification of like, hey, the countdown you were looking at, it's happening right now. It's a really cool way to keep people engaged in an event you have coming up. Maybe you have a sale, maybe you want to do a countdown for, oh, I don't know, your new Lash Academy and the classes you're hosting. It's a really cool way to let them know when it's happening and to keep them engaged to come back to when the event actually starts. And the third one is one that I really love personally, is to just use that question sticker and get them to answer an open-ended question. You get a really great feedback in real time, and it's an easy way to start the conversation. I like this too, because it goes immediately into kind of a private DM form. So sometimes people want to ask you questions or they want advice, but they don't want everyone to see what they are asking you. This question sticker gives a little bit of privacy so people can feel a little more free to ask you questions. And I'm going to show you what each of those looks like. So here, you've probably seen this before. This is just that poll option in the first one. This is a really cool way to just get them to say yes or no, to vote on something. This is just an example of like Monday motivation. Do you love Mondays? For me, that's a hard no, but there are some people who really do love Mondays, but it's a good way to get to know your audience. Yes, there are some people like Gina that love a Monday. It feels like a fresh start. To me, it just feels like I have to wake up early, but it's a cool way to understand how your audience is feeling about whatever you're putting out there. The second one is going to be that question feature that I talked about, right? So this is a really great example that I loved because she's asking her audience, like, what should I blog about next? It gives them that open-ended, they can type whatever they want, and no one else is going to see that except for her, right? So that is what I really like about it, because it allows people to be very honest and they don't have to feel like everyone's going to see their question. And then the third one we're looking at is just that countdown feature that I told you about. Super fun way to just celebrate, get that timely feeling, create that sense of urgency, and to allow people to join in on celebrating that countdown for you. This is one I personally like to use whenever it's my birthday, like anyone else cares about my birthday, but it's just a fun way to kind of remind followers of when something is happening. And I encourage you to use all of these tools because that is what Instagram has designed them for. And I can tell you right now that Instagram favors stories that are getting a lot of engagement. So when your story is getting a lot of engagement, it's going to, bye Jen, it's going to put it at the front of, like at the top, you know, you see all those stories. When your story is getting a lot of engagement, yours is going to appear at the front. So more and more and more people are clicking on it. And this is an easy way to get more of that engagement. Okay. So I created some templates for you ladies, and this is nothing we have to do right now. We're going to email these to you all so you can use them in your story. And I want you to take advantage of the question sticker today. Okay. So I'm going to go back. That's going to be this second one. I want you to take advantage of this question sticker. I'm going to paste these in the chat for you right now. I have a Canva template and a JPEG file. And if we're going to email these to you all, don't worry about that. I'm also going to post them in the Fixed Beauty alumni group, so they will be there also. But what I want you to do is to use one of these templates, and I want you to ask your followers a question for them to answer. So I came up with one that I think is just really timely, especially with you being a leader. What you're going to ask them is, what do they want to know about starting their own lash business in 2023? Okay, and I'm going to paste that in the chat as well. The reason that I want you to ask them this question is because it's going to put them into that mindset of thinking bigger. You are positioning yourself as a leader by already pushing them to think about being their own, having their own business. opening their own lash business. You've already pushed them into that mindset that we're talking about. You're inspiring them, right? We're talking about how leaders lead other people. And that's exactly what you're doing with this question. So I want you to think about that, and as I said, anytime I do this, this is just things I'm thinking of. Take this question and edit it to your audience. If there's something your audience has been asking a lot, or how you can tweak this to get even more engagement, go ahead and tweak it. But use that question feature, because that's going to give you real-time feedback. You're going to see their answers. And so then after you post this, you ask them, like, what do you want to know about starting your own lash business? And they ask you, like, oh, okay, like, how many hours are you working every week? You can hop right onto your story and answer that question. Record yourself, talk directly to the camera and say, like, you know what, every single week I'm working this amount of hours, or it's really up to me. I work however much I want to work. You can answer the question however you want to. But what I love about this is that it's opening the door for you to feel comfortable just talking to the camera. I think sometimes that's an undervalued aspect of stories. Talk to your audience. Get on the camera and talk to them. They need to see your face. They need to know you're real. I love these beautiful templates. I love creating them. They are a great way to kind of get that engagement, but nothing is more valuable than you simply talking face to face to your audience. And I want you to do that this week. I want you to take that. It can feel uncomfortable. I know it can, because when I'm holding it, I'm just like, this is so crazy. I'm talking to this camera, but it's so personal. It's so real. You're taking the time to answer their question directly to them. And it presents you as a human, which I think a lot of that can be lost on social media, and it just feels good. So talk to your camera, use this template, use the question sticker, but I want you to follow up and answer talking directly to your camera, okay? So that's going to be my challenge for you, to use one of these templates, ask a question, but anytime you get those answers, just record yourself answering those questions. It's going to feel a little weird, but your audience is going to love that you took the time just to get really personal with them, okay? So that's going to be my challenge to you this week. I'm going to share all of these with you all in email. We're going to post them in the group along with just the question that I've come up with. I'm going to also share those hashtags again, because please remember that your audience is not going to be enough. Use those hashtags, follow those hashtags, engage with other people who are using them regularly. That is going to make your content appear higher up in that search. So more and more people, anytime they're clicking Lash Pro, Lash Educator, your content is going to pop up higher. And that is how you get way beyond your audience. Okay, so I'm going to type all those tips up for you all. We're going to share all of these with you, and I am going to be watching. Do not forget to tag Fix Beauty. Do not forget to use that Fix Beauty hashtag so that I can amplify all of your content, because a win for you is a win for me. And I'm going to make sure that it gets in front of our audience as well. Okay, perfect. All righty, I'm going to pass it back. Jean Ann or Christine, is this you all? Okay.
I'll hop on here for a bit. Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Yep, you're good.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. I've got two things going on at once here. Fast action bonus. So for those of you ladies who've spoken to Jean Ann and are considering joining the Certified Lash Educator program, we have a fast action bonus, which is disappearing tonight. So you have until midnight tonight to get the fast action bonus. Drum roll. Do you want to know what it is? Oh yeah, just stay on that slide. We don't have any more slides, I don't think. Jessie is going to create a customized cameo video for you, a personalized cameo video for you to introduce your new Lash Academy to the world. So she is going to create a video saying, hey, it's Rondell. I am so excited. She's going to say something like this. Hey, it's Jessie, the founder of Fix Beauty, and I'm so excited that Rondell is opening up her Lash Academy. If you want to learn how to lash, and how to lash for a living and become a leader in the lash industry and become a certified lash pro, sign up for Rondell's Lash Pro course. Ladies, how awesome would it be for you to have a video of Jessie announcing your new business that you can share on social media, that you can put on your website if you want, that you can simply just text that video to the ladies in your phone who might be considering doing this. You are basically getting an endorsement from Jessie to start your new academy. Like this is huge, you guys. Like when you think of when you go to Chapters or your favorite bookstore and buy a new book, and on the top of that book, there's a little quote by someone that's maybe more famous than the actual author, but that famous person is giving an endorsement to the book. Why do they put that endorsement at the very top of the book cover? Because that endorsement is almost more important than the actual name of the book. So this is huge, ladies. Like this is a bonus that, you know, Jean-Ann and I spoke to Jessie and we were like, you know, what can we give these women to really motivate them to light the fire? We want to light the fire under your butts right now. And this is something that you could not pay for. You could not pay for. Like Jessie wouldn't even do this for $5,000. She wouldn't. But she's doing it because she believes in the women who are believing in themselves. Yes, Oprah picks. Exactly, Jean-Ann. Exactly. So today, Jean-Ann's training, Q's training has been all about leadership, all about you taking a bigger stand for yourselves. This is honestly the secret ingredient to you attracting new clients. Do not wait for permission. So many women, we are still waiting for permission. We are waiting for permission from our husbands to say, yes, dear, go ahead, do the thing. We are waiting for permission from our parents. Yes, I approve of that life choice. Good girl. We're still waiting for that good girl. We're waiting even for permission from our kids. And the other truth of this is if we are waiting for permission from our clients to say, for us to say yes to ourselves, no. Leaders go first. You go first. You say yes to yourself. Join the program. And just to summarize what Jean-Ann was speaking about earlier, when you say yes to yourself and join the program, watch the magic happen. Because then the women in your world, they will start saying yes to themselves. You say yes to your soul, life says yes to you. That is the law of attraction. That is the law of attraction. It is a law, but you need to go first. So I know a lot of this week has been about us training you to attract your first client so you can make the first payment. Sometimes, many times in life, you need to be the one to make the first payment. You make the first payment and then watch what happens, because you've elevated your own vibrational frequency and you will then be attracting women who are also on the road to elevating their vibrational frequency. You say yes to you, watch the women in your world say yes to themselves by signing up for your program. I know I have lots of background noise, but I'm gonna, that is my final, like, I am here to light the fire under your butts. And we're here to make a stand for women who are saying yes to themselves. Jean-Ann, I'm gonna let you take it away.
Oh, Jackie, can I share your comment? Yeah, okay. Jackie's signing up. I'm so proud of you. And she says, I woke up this morning and I wanted this so bad I could taste it. Right? You guys, I don't even have an endorsement from Jesse on my social media. Come on. I was like, can I be in the course? That is freaking amazing. I love it. Okay. It's the end of the 5 days. Can you believe it? It's been like crazy. Book your call. I don't know if we can drop that call link. If you're still like, here's the thing that just to drive it home for you one last time. The only thing that's holding you back from what you were dreaming about in your life, whether it be being an educator, being, the best lash artist in your town, is fear, right? So you need to work through those fears. If you need somebody to talk to, I got your back. Jump on a call with me today, okay? And we'll chat about that. But if your fear, I know 99% of you yesterday, your fear is of failure. What if this doesn't work? What if I sign up for the payment plan? So again, it's $597 for 12 months or one-time payment of $5,000. What if I sign up and I fail? That's what I heard every single call yesterday. What if I sign up and next month I can't make the payment? We don't put that out in the universe, right? Like as soon as you put that out there, that's your energy. Christine was just saying, raising your frequency, raising your vibration, raising your energy. Like attracts like. It's all that, right? We're not putting that out in the universe because that's not an option for you. We are here with you every single step of the way. I speak what I know. I've been here for 6.5 years. I've answered messages at 1 a.m. in the morning. We are here for you. And I cannot speak more clearly that we have the most amazing group of women in this company that want this for you. And we will be here to support you to make sure that you get what you need. We have an amazing VIP support group already going. So if you have signed up and you're not in that group, you've been invited. Just want to touch on this quickly by email. If you're not in there, send me a direct message and we can get you in there. Asking questions, and we're going to have ways for you to get support. So if you're like, I had a student who cried and left during class, what do? I got you. I've been there, right? That's happened to me. So if that's what's holding you back, throw that out the door, right? You have everything you need right in front of you. Okay. Thank you so much. We had the best time being here with you guys. I literally am going to put my pajamas on and never get out of them for like 5 days from now on, because this is not normal for me. But you guys were amazing. And I just want to reiterate that the most powerful thing you can do is show up for yourself every single day and invest in yourself, whether it be monetary or time. And I say this every week on the app. I'm proud of you for showing up and being here in this space for 5 days, 5 hours every day, and investing in yourself. That's not easy to do, right? Especially on the weekend. We get you. Does anybody else have anything to add before we wrap up? Go and get signed up. Get that cameo, man. I'm like, I want to pay and get the cameo. Like, I was like, that's crazy. We love you guys too. And that's why we're here, to make sure that you are going to be successful. And the course, again, is at the end of January. It's 3 days. We went through the whole, like, what's going to be included. You guys, I had the privilege to go through the whole course yesterday. It is insane. Like, I was like, this is crazy. Like, it's amazing. Like, the stuff that you're going to learn, everything from practical, how to show people to put iPads on, how to do that, to legal and insurance and branding and websites. Like, it's insane. 3 days. Like, you are not going to get a better education to step forward than this. I can guarantee you, because now I've seen it and I'm like, holy moly, it's amazing. So, Lamika, you're ready? Are you in, girl? Yes, we talked yesterday. So that's awesome. So proud of you. Awesome. Awesome. And I just want to say thank you so much for showing up on the calls and being honest. It's really hard to show up to somebody and show them your true self and your true power and be like, I'm in this situation and I need help. I want to change my path. I want to be the leader, right? So thank you for showing up on those calls like that. I know it's really hard to do that. I love you ladies. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Christine and Q. You guys are awesome. And like, you guys, it's been awesome. I love it. Do we have to end? Let's just sit here all afternoon and chat. Christine's like, no, I'm good. It was awesome.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys all in class at the end of the month, whether you are in person or, and I just want to, just before we hang up, I just really want to drive this home. You can come in person to Calgary. You can come live virtual, or you can watch the recording. You have 3 options, right? So you can be there for any of those. Okay. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.